More than 5 million people in the United States are affected by eating disorders. That statistic doesn't just include adults either. It includes adults, adolescents, and even children. I'm S.J. Lyon, and this is the Sex Talk. In 2003, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention surveyed 15,000 high school students about their eating habits. Their findings show that over 44% of students surveyed were trying to lose weight. The percentages changed significantly when separating the surveys into male versus female. A surprising 59.3% of female identifying participants stated that they were trying to lose weight, compared to 29.1% of their male identifying peers. More disturbing, however, was the finding that many young people started dieting as early as the age of 8. As the study supports, disordered eating is primarily associated with women. Men aren't immune by any means, however. Gay men, men in certain sports, and men considered to be late bloomers may be at an elevated risk due to a perceived higher level of standards for physical appearance as well as physical performance. All right, let's rewind for a minute. You've probably heard me say dieting and disordered eating, but this video is supposed to be about eating disorders. Why am I using other terms? Why am I not just saying eating disorders? Well, it has a lot to do with the fact that not everyone has an eating disorder. Even someone diagnosed with an eating disorder may not recognize that what they have is an eating disorder. It is safe to say, however, that many people have experienced disordered eating or tried at least one diet in their lifetime. Where eating disorders may be considered a serious health problem, disordered eating and dieting may not. The simple answer is that disordered eating and dieting affect more people and is often what leads some people to having eating disorders. The fact is, disordered eating can range from mild to severe. This severe side is where you start to see eating disorders. Disordered eating may include dieting, skipping meals, vomiting after eating, taking diet pills or weight gain pills, and excessive exercise. A few of those might sound like what you've learned about eating disorders, but remember, disordered eating is a spectrum on which eating disorders exist. Anorexia is an eating disorder. A person who has anorexia isn't just skipping 1 or 2 meals a month. They are eating little to nothing every single day. Bulimia is the eating disorder characterized by binging and subsequently purging. The other main eating disorder is binge eating. This is characterized by eating a lot of food all at once, regardless of how hungry you are. These are extremes, but they're worth mentioning because it's easier to avoid them than it is to get out of them once you develop these patterns. It's often impossible to help someone through an eating disorder on your own. Plus, time isn't on your side. The longer someone with an eating disorder goes without effective treatment, the sicker they get. Not to mention, recovery becomes much tougher. So why talk about disordered eating and body image on a sex education YouTube channel? What does any of this have to do with sex? The fact of the matter is that sexual, physical, mental, and emotional health are not mutually exclusive. If one takes a negative hit, the rest go down with it. In the case of sexual health, body image, and eating disorders, people often diet and/or exercise because they're looking to make themselves more appealing to whomever it is that they're trying to court romantically or sexually. I want to leave you guys with a few questions that you can think over and comment down below if you choose. First, could you consider eating disorders a class issue? i.e., would you expect to see eating disorders more prominent among the wealthy or those with lower income? In the same vein, could you consider eating disorders to be a first world problem? I look forward to reading any sort of ideas you guys might have on the matter. I'm S.J. Lyon. This has been the Sex Talk on eating disorders. And until next time, stay safe, everyone.